Big up Spurs fans near and far with your boy Deji Spurs, and we are back. Movements are being made. Tottenham are being serious. Sometimes I just wish things would happen before certain times. Yesterday I was on Dan Potts' show and they were asking me about Tottenham and where I thought Spurs could finish in the season. And I was unsure because I'm not going to lie to you. When you look at the current squad, it's looking dusted and Tutankhamun. I mean, look, back four is fine. Jed Spence, Porro, Van de Ven, Romero, I can work with that. Vicario in goal, I can work with that. Polina, Bentoncourt, I can work with that. Kudus on the right, I can work with. I can't work with Papsar in the 10, I'm sorry. I can't work with Tell or Odebear on the left-hand side. And then I definitely can't work with Richarlison, which is likely to be Spurs' lineup against PSG on Wednesday. And we'll get into the PSG game, my thoughts, probably tomorrow. But the reason why I'm doing this quick stream is because Tottenham is about to get Savinho over the line. What a signing that would be. That would be a statement of intent. Now, a lot of people, let me just deal with a lot of the confusions. Ibrahim, big up to you, my bro. Says, Deji, your attack ain't great at the moment. No, it's not great at the moment, bro. But we can definitely agree that if Spurs get Savinho, it's looking very, very decent indeed. Very, very decent. Do you get what I'm saying? So let's big up to everyone in the location. So, talking about Thomas Frank and his influence on my club, one of the things that we are seeing, none of this run down the line, run into Spurs. I think Brennan Johnson is all right for getting the goals. But we can see that Brennan Johnson's very much lacking in his 1v1s. So Tottenham are trying to bring in, Savinho, because he's a 1v1. Odebear, 1v1. Kudus, 1v1. Do you know how long that's going to be? And let's be real. There are certain teams that can't handle 1v1 players. Liverpool can't handle players that are 1v1. Let's be real. The way that they struggled against the likes of Eze, the way they used to struggle under Zaha. Man City, the way they used to track back on Townsend, the way they used to back up with Zaha as well. So Tottenham bringing in 1v1 is exactly what we needed. And all of a sudden, you've got Savinho on the left, you've got Kudus on the right, and it's looking long for all of the people in the location. Freddie says Savinho is a legit sign. Bro, it's a big signing. I'm not even going to lie to you. That's bigger than Madueke to Arsenal, because Madueke to Arsenal wasn't big. Even Artillero has to be real right now. Artillero, I need you to tell me who's a better signing, Madueke or Savinho coming to Spurs? Bro, Savinho makes us legit. Now, a lot of people are saying, if Savinho comes to Spurs, is he going to play on the right-hand side? Does it mean that Kudus is going to play the 10? No. I think Savinho plays on the left-hand side. For his previous club, he had more minutes coming from the left than he did the right. So I think Savinho's best position is the left. And it is a sensible signing by Spurs. Ibrahim says Spurs need to come. We're getting into that. It's a very, very sensible signing from Spurs. The other thing that I was thinking is, because what we want to do is we're going to be sitting back, hitting teams on the counter, and we need to be able to be effective on both sides. Because if we're effective on both sides, then it's difficult for the opposition team to set up against Spurs. If it's Kudus, and that's how we break play, well, it's easy to stop Kudus. Just double team the brother, and then we can't do nothing. But when you've got Savinho, when you've got Kudus, even if you double team both them brothers, then it means there's a gaping hole in the middle of the park, and that's what we want. And that's why the person that we bring in the cam, Ibrahim, is very, very important. For me, right now, I've been having time to kind of reflect on the cam position. My ideal would be Eze. But you know what? The more I'm looking at this brother, Harvey Elliott, the more I'm thinking that might be a shrewd signing from Spurs. I'm not even going to lie, Ibrahim. I'm feeling like I'll take that brother, Harvey Elliott, from you. He's good on the ball. He's good in tight spaces, and he can see a pass. That's all you need for Harvey Elliott. That's all you need in the camp. Are you good on the ball? Can you deal with tight spaces? Can you go left and right? Can you throw the pass? Harvey Elliott is tick, tick, tick on all of those metrics. So for me, that could be a really, really shrewd signing for Spurs. And all of a sudden, it's looking very, very long. Big up to Savinho for having some kahunas. He's literally told Pep he needs to start. And what that is doing is that's going to open the door for potentially Rodrigo to go to Man City. And I don't give a damn if Rodrigo goes to Man City. Savinho is a hot prospect. I know Savinho's not on Rodrigo's level. He's not pulling out the same numbers. But Rodrigo is a risky signing. We don't know that he's guaranteed. I remember having a conversation the other day. Is he physically ready for the Prem and what the Prem can offer? I believe he is. But there's a small possibility that he might not be able to handle the pace and the work ethic week in, week out. Artillero says that Savinho's end product is dusty, but Savinho's end product is better than Madueke. And Arsenal fans rate Madueke currently better than Martinelli. So he's still better than what you got. And then Madueke is back up, so he would start for you. No, Madueke wouldn't start for Spurs. Savinho would. Not Madueke, left wing for sure. Nikos says, I agree, bro. I think it's definitely left wing. He's not coming on the right-hand side unless, and really what I don't want, and I don't know if you guys agree, I'm kind of fed up with constantly rotating the brothers. Like, stick to it. If Rodrigo is playing left, if Kudus is playing right, let him be right. If Savinho's playing left, let him be left. I don't want to see, because what you need, some of these players, they just need time to cook and be instinctive in their positions. The amount of times Spurs would play Brennan Johnson on the right and then sometimes you see him on the left. No, he's not able to get a decent run. What you need is a run. That's your spot. Stick with it. And I don't want to be having Savinho right wing one game, left wing another game, or playing none of that movement stuff. Bring him in for the left-hand side and let's get cooking. Fred Espy says, Savinho, Kudus, and Odebear, can that front three hold it down until Madison and Kulu is back? No, it can't. What you said there, those front three are 1v1 demons. That's what they're here for. Get the ball, step over, jink a man, get down the byline, whip the ball in. That's what they're there in the squad. That unpredictability about them. That's why they're in. I would say Savinho, Kudus, and a Cam. And then, yes, they can. If we get a Cam like a Harvey Elliott or a Eze, bro, that more than holds it down. I was saying yesterday that at the moment with our current squad, there's no reason why we can't get top 8. With Savinho, I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't really shift too much off that. I'll still say top 8, top 7. But if we get an Eze now, with Savinho Kudus, I'm telling you top 6. Do you get what I'm saying? Top 6 for sure. I don't think Savinho has enough experience. If the left-hand side was Rodrigo, I'd be telling you top 4. And so I slightly agree with Artillero on the point of Savinho doesn't score many goals. I remember when we played Man City last season, he never looked like, you know what I mean? So that's the only reason why I'm a little bit sheepish there. D. Will says, Deji, if you get Savinho, you guys fund City to get Rodrigo. I know, bro. I know. But you know what? It's got to be done. Let's be real. Savinho is a quality player. Under the right manager, he could be a complete madman. Let's just remember what Thomas Frank has done with Embremo. Imagine if Thomas Frank can take Ivan Toney from like the Championship or League One. I can't remember where he got him from. and got this brother to the position where Arsenal were even thinking of buying that brother. Could you imagine what Thomas Frank could do with a player like Savinho? Thomas Frank must be licking his lips saying, I've never been so blessed. Remember, he's had to work hard to get there. Yeah. So now he's bringing in the quality off the bat. It could be, you know what? Savinho could be a mad signing. He could be up there with Kudus, and that could cause teams problems. Do you get me? Now, Artillero is chatting rubbish saying about going for Jesse Lingard. You, man, and Madman and Faisal, you are so underrated. Big up to you, my bro. Thank you very much. If Tottenham signs Savinho, then it's a direct fund for City to get Rodrigo. Yeah, I don't mind. We just got to focus on ourselves, bro. We can't stop that, bro. We can't stop that. A lot of fans are out there chatting rubbish, saying that they think it's going to be between Liverpool and Arsenal right now, and Chelsea, not even giving Man City a sniff. I think they're smoking Budgie Banton. You've got Shirky there, Reinder. I think Man City are fully in the mix. My prediction is that Man City and Liverpool are going to be the strongest two teams. I think Chelsea is a close third. I think at the moment, you would have to say Arsenal is probably the fourth strongest team. But if Isak stays at Newcastle, I'd put Newcastle in the mix. And if Spurs get Eze with Savinho, then I have to say that Tottenham is right up there with Arsenal in terms of their starting 11. Our starting 11 would be as strong as Arsenal's, if not. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to keep it like that. I don't want to go too far. So for me, I'm giving it to Arsenal at the moment. But as you're seeing already with the latest developments, Spurs could really overtake this team very, very quick. Savinho and Madueke on the left. I bet you take Madueke. No, come on, bro. Definitely not. Madueke, we wouldn't have him back at Spurs, bro. Let's just be real. We wouldn't put in a bid for Madueke. Do you get what I'm saying? We're putting in bids for big boys players. We're putting in bids for, like, for me, I'm actually surprised City are letting him go, because Savinho is a big boy player, but obviously because they brought Shirky in, they could that's why they could sell him. But Savinho's a big game player. I think he's up there with the Shirkys of this world. I think Savinho could have had a great season, as well as Shirky's going to have a great season. In terms of their ceiling is, they've got high ceilings, bro. So I'm happy with Savinho. And if it funds Rodrigo, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what City do, because at the end of the day, one thing I would say about City is they're a bit stiff. Rodrigo is a flair player, gets into them spaces, wants to do his thing. You know, Pep is a systems manager, wants them to play a certain way. That extra shot that Rodrigo might want to do, Pep's asking for him to make a pass there. There's no guarantee that Rodrigo is going to cook under Pep. Do you know what I mean? It's a risky move. It makes sense on paper. Do you know what I mean? But it's a very risky move in reality. And that is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. How much would I pay for Elliott? 25 mil. 30 at a stretch. I don't think he's worth 40 mil. I think he's not played that many games for Liverpool for us to be paying over 30 mil. Let's just be honest with ourselves. But would I take Harvey Elliott as a stopgap that could maybe make the number 10 permanent? Why not? Why not? But do I think Harvey Elliott is better than Cooley in the 10? No, I don't think so. Is Harvey Elliott better than Maddison? I don't think so. But I'll be happy to give Harvey Elliott a run in that position. And that's what he's going to get. He's going to have uninterrupted 3 months, 4 months to solidify himself as the main number 10 at Spurs. And potentially in this World Cup year, it's a good move for Harvey Elliott. The more I'm thinking about Harvey Elliott, the more I think it makes sense. My ideal is Eze, because I just think Eze hits the ground running. He has that gravitas. He has that aura. But that's not to say that Harvey Elliott is not industrious and can't go out and do a good job. That's my thoughts. That's my opinion. Savinho barely played last season. Laugh at them. Why are you so happy and convinced about? Bro, I saw enough to know that he's better than what Spurs have on the wing. Apart from Kudus, Savinho is better than Brennan Johnson. He's better than Tell. He's better than Odebear. He wants to size up a man. He wants to beat a man, get the ball down the line, whip it in. That's what he's about, and that's why I'm excited. Yes, there is no end product, but with Thomas Frank, the king of coaching end product in players, I'm not worried about that. He is the perfect specimen for Thomas Frank to work on and turn into a monster. Look, Savinho, if it goes well for him, could end up at Madrid. That's how good, that's how high that brother's ceiling is. And if we're going to get some of the best years from Savinho now, well, if loving you is wrong, well, I don't want to be right. Hold that, and hold that. Big up K in the build-up. Big up Hansi saying, yeah, of course, Savinho's better than left. And then D. Will says he would take Leao over Savinho if I was Spurs. Bro, the problem with Leao is people have been talking about the fact that Leao's hot and cold. When Leao is on fire, he's on fire. But when he's off, he's off. So that is just as much as a risk. For me, I take Savinho, bro. I really think he can do a job. And that all we need to do is just get him scoring goals, bro. Get the numbers. Rodrigo was never coming to us. Let's be honest. Bro, the thing is, Rodrigo is asking for 350 grand a week. So let's not go with this narrative that he was never coming. He would have come for the right price. He's not getting game time. We would have offered him number one Harry Kane status at Spurs because there's no Son, there's no Kane. He would have been the biggest player at our club on the biggest salary. The issue is Spurs ain't ready to go past 250, 280 grand a week. Rodrigo knows he can get 350 grand a week at Man City. He could probably get 350 grand a week at Liverpool. He could probably get that 350 because they did it with Ozil. They did it with Aubameyang. He could probably get it from the Red Tottenham, the Spicy Spurs correspondent FC, Red Hot Chili Peppers. So for me, it makes sense. And that's probably the reason why Eze hasn't signed for Spurs. We can't be offering Eze 120 a week. Nah, that don't make no sense. Eze, if you want Eze to come to Spurs, he has to be on 200 grand a week. And I know my club. I know Tottenham are offering 140, 150 for this brother. And he's thinking, nah, let me see what Arsenal are saying. Because let's be real, Arsenal are offering 220 for Eze a week. 220, 230 a week. Trust me on this. You know Arsenal, they like to spend money, waste their money sometimes, whereas we're a bit too shrewd. I think Tottenham, when Tottenham fans are wondering why we don't get players over the line, it's the personal terms. Yeah, we're not, because I can tell you now, if we're offering the personal terms correctly, then players are doing an Isak. They're huffing and puffing and not turning up to training. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so Debo says, you're mad if you spend 100 mil on Rodrigo. He's good, but the risk is massive. Yeah, that's why, bro. And we were willing to spend. We offered 87 million pounds, 100 million euros, but I still felt deep down it was risky. You know, Leao, we're not sure. We know that physically he's right for the Prem, but we're not sure about his mentality, hot and cold. Do you get what I'm saying? Rodrigo, can he handle the physicality of the Prem? Is Tottenham fluid enough in their system, or is he one of those players that needs to be surrounded by Galacticos to get the best out of him? These are all things because, let's be real, Rodrigo coming to Spurs, he would have to carry us. He would have to carry us like Kane carried us, like Son carried us. And is Rodrigo ready for that pressure? We don't know. So it would have been a big boy risk. It could have been in Dembele's settings. I don't think it would have been, but the risk is still there. So I totally agree with D. Will there. Freddie says, Eze is low-key acting like a bum. The guy's waiting for Arsenal, but they don't have the money. Why are you waiting for a girl that is never coming? Pause. Yeah, bro. That's the truth, bro. He wanted to come to Spurs, but I'm telling you, we offered him some idiot personal terms. I know we did. We offered him 140, 150 a week, where Arsenal are going to offer him 220, 230. That's an extra 80 bags a week. That's 320 grand a month, if my maths is correct. And let's just be honest. Like, I feel like a lot of us on YouTube, but a lot of the fan base, we don't talk enough about this. We talk, but we don't talk. Just because these guys are rich don't mean they're not about their money. Let's just be real. They're about their money. It's like for me in the UK, 8 grand is still 8 grand a year. I'm gone. To do the same job for an extra 8 grand, I'm gone. I swear down. People are moving for less. Do you get what I'm saying? So 80 grand? Nah, he's holding out. I'll hold out. I would do the same. Right now, we need to stop being cheap. I get what Levy was saying in that thing he did with Gary Neville. Sometimes you just need to push the boat out and say, you know what? Let's go for it. It might work, it might not work, but let's just go. Right now, if Tottenham bring in Rodrigo and Eze, everyone stands up. Everyone says, you know what? This season, Liverpool's included, Arsenal's included, Chelsea's included, Man City's included, Tottenham Hotspur's included. And if you want to go down the line of there is a gap between the top six and the rest of the league, so bloody be it. Say it. But don't do this shrewd. No, not with big players. Sometimes with players, they want to feel wanted, not like you're trying to get them on the cheap. What's that? You know, you got an opportunity to take, you know, this person out on a date. Do you know what I'm saying? You can go to a nice restaurant, but you want to do chicken and wings. Come on, man. Come on. Do you know what I mean? It's not good enough. Sometimes you just got to push the boat out, even if it means you're broke for a week or two. Yes, push the boat out. Farzan said, could you imagine if we get Eze as well? I would also take RVA. Bro, take both of them. Both of them. Because for me, I'm not, even long term, I know a lot of Tottenham fans are not going to like what I'm saying. Maddison, injury record is not just Spurs where he's been injury prone. He was injury prone from Leicester. So for me, Madders is a concern from day dot. Do you get me? I want Madders to heal up, take his time, but Madders needs to just get that program, just like Van der Ven, and get it right. That's what I need to be seeing. Do you get what I'm saying? We will end up with El Kudus, cheap and young. I just think, nah, I don't want him. I don't want him. I know he got an assist yesterday or on the weekend for Leicester, but El Kudus is no. Not if you're top six, not if you're playing Champions League. We got to think to ourselves, look at how we got slapped up by Bayern Munich. That is the standard. Yeah, we got PSG on Wednesday, and I'm not holding my breath. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'll be at the We Are Tottenham TV studios on Wednesday doing that live and direct. I'm not holding my breath, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's levels to this. We need big boy. The big that is even pissing me off, if I can be real. I don't know if anyone knows this or heard about this. Al Hilal is gone in for Kingsley Coman. What are we doing, Tottenham Hotspur? That's a brother that could start for Spurs on the left-hand side straight away. He's an upgrade on Savinho. I would take Kingsley Coman straight now. Come on, World Cup, yeah? Get that brother in. But I know my club, we're not about that life, and this brother is probably going to end up at Al Hilal. Can you imagine that? That sometimes, some of the common sense signing, I'm just not getting it. I am also hearing that Spurs are looking at Belabor. Stop looking, get the deal done. Could you imagine a double pivot of Belabor and Polina? Madness. It's the in the double pivot. It would be crazy. You're not getting past them. Defensively, sound if you get Belabor and Polina. And that's why we need a bad man in the number 10, a fully creative. And I think the only person that I can see working with a double pivot of Polina and Belabor would be an Eze. He needs someone who is so creative and can create out of nothing to make the opportunities for my club. Artillero says it's not about the money with you lot. He rejected you, accepted, bro. Nah, bro, it's about the peas, bro. If you know football, you know about the peas. Unlike you guys that are offering stupid money for players that don't deserve that kind of money. Yeah. Bro, I'll sign for you too if you want to pay me. If you want to pay me $1,000 to do a stream, I'll do it. So you get what I'm saying? Shameless. You get me? I'll wipe my bum with your shirt and I'll still wear it. You get me? Yeah, shameless, bro. That's what it is. That's what these guys are doing. They don't care about your club, bro. They don't care. That's what Andrew was saying. He wants players who care about the team. And then Spurs gang boss says, Deji, look at the starting 11. Do you honestly think we have the slightest chance of coming away from PSG game without getting absolutely smashed? Bro, I'm going to be real with you. I did the pre-match warm-up to the Bayern game on We Are Tottenham TV. You see me, a lot of people banter me and say, Dej, you're delusional, you're this, you're that. But actually, if you take time and, you kind of lower the volume, you hear what I'm saying. I predicted Spurs to lose 3-1 and we got slapped 4-0. PSG is worse than Bayern Munich. Let's just be real. I think Spurs lose 4-0 again. That kind of levels, maybe 3-1. And the reason why we lose is because we just don't have we can't offer anything on the left, and we can't offer, and we don't have any creativity. So we're literally going to defend until they score, bro. The Bayern Munich game, we never looked like scoring. I can tell you now, we won't look like scoring against PSG. So for me, PSG and Bayern Munich, as a Spurs fan, are fun games to watch. You know, it's like a dream come true to see Spurs up against Elise, up against Kane. Do you get me? Up against Diaz, who are all in the same team. Madness. Now I'm going to see my club, you know, try and defend against Desiree Doué, Kevin Sladia. Do you know what I'm saying? You get me? Dembele. Yeah, what a pleasure to see PSG play Spurs. But as for getting anything against them, hell no. Spurs are going to lose. We're getting slapped up against PSG. But it don't matter. Because the one positive thing I get about being slapped up by Bayern Munich and also being slapped up by PSG is Thomas Frank said he could see the frailties. Prior to the Bayern Munich game, just so you know, we weren't looking for a winger. Just so you know, Spurs weren't looking for a winger. We were like, we need a centre-back and we need a cam. We need a 10. Yeah? All of a sudden, after the Bayern Munich game, we're looking at Savinho. Hold that. So for me, if PSG slaps Spurs, and if that wakes us up to bring in an Eze, then I hope they slap us good and proper. I swear down. Because if Spurs had drawn with Bayern Munich, we wouldn't be bringing in Savinho. I can tell you that for a fact. If Tottenham beat PSG, we're not going to go and bring in an Eze. I'm telling you now, it might even be a blessing in disguise to get slapped up by these teams. In fact, I'm wanting to get slapped up so that they can see the frailties and go out and back our manager. Swear down. That's what we need to do. Get me? Nico Paz is an absolute baller. What a signing that would be. But Real Madrid would now like they would have a buy black clause. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm hearing about him, bro. I haven't seen much of Nico Paz myself, Freddie, but I've heard that he's an absolute madman. The other thing is they want 60 mil for a 21-year-old. I'm just not so sure. It's quite expensive, bro. Nico Paz, I think if they could lower it to 40 mil, it's a gamble worth taking. 40, 45 max. But when I'm hearing that Como are wanting 60 mil for that brother, then I'm going to need an Eze for that kind of money, bro. I need Prem proven, ready to get it done. AFC says, why would Savinho downgrade to Spurs? Because he wants to play for Brazil in the World Cup. And actually, bro, is signing for Spurs really a downgrade? Or is he seeing ahead? Is he seeing the future? Is he seeing the project, bro? Sometimes you need to be ahead of the game. Yeah? None of you knew about Harry Kane, apart from Team Sherwood. Yeah? Harry Kane weren't getting no minutes. Savinho could turn into an absolute madman at Spurs. Better than what he would have been at City. We saw what City have done to a lot of their players. Who's the brother that they sold? Cancelo? Get me. Rubbish. You saw what they've done to Grealish, bro. Grealish now, here we go to bloody Everton. Do you get what I'm saying? Savinho could stay there, bro, and end up at Bournemouth. Savinho, this is a great move for Savinho, and I hope he reaches his full potential because that's what we're going after. Freddie is saying Spurs are further in their preseason than PSG. That's the positive. Yeah, but that's the only positive, bro. I said it. I said if Spurs was to beat PSG, we would be beating PSG because, one, we're further in our preseason, and also because they're absolutely shattered, bro. Let's be real. They had the Champions League run, won the Champions League, got to the final of the Club World Cup. Them man need to rest up in the location. But even if we beat PSG, it means absolutely nothing. But bro, the way Bayern Munich dealt with us, I can't see how we're gonna beat PSG, bro. Did you see how PSG dealt with Bayern? No, we're not beating them, bro. They're even more fluid. Their attack is worse. Their wingers is even more dangerous, bro. How are we getting the ball from Vitinha in that midfield? Like, who's going to get that ball? Papsai is not getting that ball off him. And Palhinha is a madman. Did you see the foul? Nah, it's long. Spurs are not winning. I'm just enjoying the game I'm enjoying the game for vibes. That's what I was here for vibes and Champions League football. Big up Kate and Jimbo in the building. Much love. Great show the other day. Really looking forward to being with you guys again. And my prediction for the teams who are getting relegated this season: West Ham, Burnley, and Forest. Jonas, I'm with you. Forest is down, West Ham is down, or West Ham is 17th. Burnley, because Scott Parker is going to try and be progressive. Bro, I do think that Leeds could go down, bro. I'm not convinced by Leeds as well. So let's put Leeds in there. I think West Ham Forest, maybe not Forest, but I think definitely West Ham is going down. Definitely going down. Savinho wants to come to European champions. That's right, Billy. Hold that. He wants to win trophies. And we're in the... Like, when people are talking, why would he downgrade? What is he... Is he not getting more at Spurs? Yeah? At City, they're in the Champions League, but he'll be on the bench. They're going to be going for the Prem, but there's no guarantee they'll win it. At Spurs, we're going to be going for the Prem, but there's no guarantee that we'll win it. He's guaranteed to play Champions League football. Hold that, and hold that. Man's looking ahead. He's a smart kid. I can't even lie. Savinho's impressed me. You get me? Deji, something is coming at Secret Prem. Tell me more. Tell me more, Being. Tell me more about my club. What is secretly cooking? Deji, we ain't finishing higher than Chelsea, bro. Bro, I know. Look, I said it yesterday, and I've been saying it, that I think the top three is looking at Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. And I said it, and people were looking at me like I'm smoking Budgie Banton on an empty stomach. Arsenal does not look effective, bro. Like, let's be real. Yes, Gyökeres will score goals. Yeah, I'm not sure he's getting 20+ goals. I got him at 15. Yeah, but your left-hand side is rubbish. And then people, Arsenal fans, shaking their bum because they beat Athletic Club. Shut your mouth, because you lost to Villarreal and you lost to Spurs the 2 games prior. So what are you shaking your bum for? Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me. Big up to everyone that's locked in, locked on. Make sure you smash that. Pre-season was like watching the final moments in the Titanic as the water laps around the deck. And the only lifeboat left is the Titanic. Bro, honestly, bro, if Newcastle keep Isak, Newcastle could finish above you. If Spurs get Savinho and a 10, a good 10, I'm talking Eze levels. Bro, I'm putting up Tottenham is up there, bro. Tottenham is up there. We beat you without those signings. Hold that. So you know AFC. That's why I like chatting to you, because you know the levels that's out there. Do you get what I'm saying? You know what's going on. Do you get me? I know what's going on. The official Trinidad, big up to you, my family, says, Deji, I strongly believe Arsenal winning it now, bro. Bro, Trinidad, my brother. I don't know why you strongly believe. You're on the run punch. It's a bit strong, brother. You get me? The Ray and Nephews is a bit too odd, because there's no way Arsenal's winning the league with that team. See, football is not complex. I was dealing with Don yesterday, and he was talking about how good Chelsea is, but Chelsea still have Sanchez in goal. And that would be the reason why they don't do well, or they don't get it over the line. Man United has improved their attack, but they still got Onana in goal. Onana, what's your name? Onana, what's your name? What's your name? He's still got bozo moments. Tottenham, I'm telling you, our weakness right now, I'm still not 100% with Vicario, I'm not going to lie to you. And we don't have a cam, and we don't have a striker, and we don't have a left. That's Tottenham. So I can't tell you Tottenham are going to compete unless we sort out those 4 positions. Arsenal don't have a 10, in my opinion. I don't think Odegaard is that guy. And you still don't have a killer on the left. You need a killer on the left. So, bro, I don't know what you're feeling, bro. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to start talking, magic mushrooms and all, you know what I mean? But I don't know what you're feeling, my brother, because unless you do the correct business, you're going nowhere. You get me? No God. No God. No God. That's it, bro. That's what we're gonna be saying. No God. Because there's nothing that your team is gonna be doing. Our left side needs a major revamp. Then we need another striker. Yeah, Billy, I agree. Maybe Eze, but bro, we need Eze, bro. We need Eze. If Eze comes through, bro, I'm telling you. People know I've been shameless, mate. It's gonna be on a next level. Oi, Duke in the building, Cunha and then Bremo area. So what about Cunha and then Bremo? You man are talking like it's Eze and Rodrigo. They're not on their level, bro. Do you get me? They're good for you, but they're definitely not good enough for. Well, I would have taken Cunha all day long and then Bremo, but it's not enough to get it over the line, bro. United are still top 10 for me, even with those signings. Sesko, I don't know why you're shaking your bum. Big up, my bro, Jose in the building. What are you saying? Are you gonna go all Thanos? Yeah, bro. 100%, bro. Shaking bum, everything. Domination in the location, concentration, motivation, all the shuns. You get what I'm saying? I'm doing all of it. And then Keaton is saying Eze is going to Arsenal. No, let's get that right. Eze is holding out for Arsenal. There's no guarantee he's going to Arsenal. But for me, Tottenham's cooking right now. Savinho, hopefully we get that over the line. That's the left-hand side sorted. Kudus on the right sorted. And boom, Tottenham now need to get a 10. Get Eze over the line. And if you can't get Eze over the line, then I am considering Harvey Elliott. Tottenham do that. It's not bad. It's not bad. Look, for me, it's an all right season if Thomas Frank gets top 8, top 7. It's all right. It's his first season. Do you get what I'm saying? I won't be taking that next season, though. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Madueke had better stats than Savinho. Let's use the eye test, bro. Savinho is better than Madueke. We don't, do you know what I mean? Even Ray Charles, yeah, Stevie Wonder could tell you that. Do you get what I'm saying, bro? Them two brothers could tell you. But big up to everyone in the location. I'll be back later this evening. I got a Mazza tonight. I'm on Dan Potts, Race for Europe. I'm on Igal's show later on where I'm chopping him up. And I'm doing a show with Northside. So all of this from 9 p.m. onwards. I hope to see you there. Please smash a like. Thank you for tuning in. And until then, see you tomorrow. Thank you. And we are out.